I spent the first few years decorating my planners using washi alone. It was very hard to find and most importantly, very hard to afford any other planner supplies. Now that I've moved on to the stickers, there's still a very special place in my heart for washi and a very special place in my planners. Stick around for ways to use up your stash and little hacks and little tips and tricks. I know owning washi tape is an action and hobby on itself, but let's actually start using it. I have never managed to use up a whole roll, so I feel like the hoarding tendencies I have can just go out the window at this point. So the first way is to use it as a pattern in your spread. You can put two or more washis together, layer them on top of one another or one next to each other, or even to fill the whole page with washi as I did in this spread to create a fun little rainbow. I'm just using a craft knife here to cut in line, but you can also use a divider or a ruler, or you can rip it, which works really well in most cases. You can also add them along with scrapbook paper that matches it and make it a fun little pattern that way. I feel like that works well with covering up the sidebar as, let's face it, that's the bit that can be sacrificed, especially on the monthly pages. I hope I'm not the only one who never ever uses her monthly sidebars. Washi tape takes up some room, which works to my advantage in this case. If you have a tape that has plenty of decorative elements, especially these bigger ones, you can also cut the element out and use it as sticker, like these pencils on this washi tape from Studio Calico. I can cut some out and use it in combination with this other washi, for instance, and that would make a very fun back to school spread. It does require more work to cut it out, but sometimes I'm kind of deterred by using these larger element washis. I don't know, might be just me, but that background is getting in the way a little bit. Now that we're getting into the spread, the third way is to mark an event, appointment, or a holiday. Or to mark anything really. I do this a lot on my monthly spreads where I layer it with a sticker box and mark some sort of special day this way. An appointment is a special day, let's face it, in my very mundane 9-to-5 life. I also sometimes block my holidays out, like on these spreads, so I have a clear representation of that time, and it's just so satisfying to have my holidays blocked out. I do live for the holidays sometime. All the time. The next way is to use it to decorate the boxes as a supplement for the box, so to speak. The box stickers are a staple in my planners and sometimes it can use a little extra sparkle, you know. So for that, you can add a little washi strip inside of the box and create a sort of a fun layering effect. Or you can add a little ripped bit of washi tape on top of a box and create a little bit more dimension, as if that's the bit that's holding the box onto the paper. Similarly, this works well with photos as well. You can use it to actually add photo to the paper and even maybe hide a little message inside, or use it as a decorative element on top of the photo. I live for these secret messages, especially showing everything on Instagram. You just need a little space for yourself and your thoughts. I love adding it on the top of the photo as well, as it's only so much you can add to the photo, as the photo is kind of like a special element on itself. As another decorative element, you can think of washi as a way to shape and create other little bits and pieces. You can add washi tape inside of a word and cut around it, or even create little figures with washi. Some people in the community bake Christmas trees using washi tapes, and I think it's pretty great. Really great. You can also cut out little banners from your tape with one little cut, or fill some shapes with washi. These shapes can be an anchor for greater things like translucent stickers to put over the washi and create a completely unique spread. I bet no one else is going to go through such lengths to minimize the translucent sticker impact. Seriously, do you guys ever use translucent stickers willingly? And how do you make them work for you? I'm always struggling with them. If you're more of a functional planner, you can use washi instead of drawing lines yourself. You can separate sections into subsections if you needed some more structure, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or I used to use the little skinny washi quite a lot for the habit trackers to put under my numbers and to separate the habits. I can't draw a straight line, so it really came in handy. Admittedly, skinny washi is a bit harder to come by than regular one, but you can create your own if you have a paper trimmer. You could put one in the middle and easily cut it in half. Before I ever had a paper trimmer, I used a stronger base ruler or divider and would put it on the side with the side of it sticking out and would get a smaller strip that way. You can also use washi as a line to write on, especially on the memory spreads or anything really that requires a fancy header. What's fancier than separating it with washi? Finally, having loads of washies can be a bit of an inconvenience with them rolling all around and taking up so much space. What a first world problem to have. I have moved countries and I had to face the cruel reality of not being able to take my washi with me. So the first hack I have for anyone who have more than a couple of drawers of washi tape to save space and make it more visual is to take it apart and wrap it on these washi cards. I ordered some off AliExpress and it was quite therapeutic to wrap it all around, and it looks so nice. I don't even need to use it. This way I'm a bit more aware of what I have to and it won't roll over my bed anymore. On the same point, you can also make a little swatch book with your tape so you know what you have. You can categorize them by colors and seasons and functionality and whatever else you fancy. Are you guys a fan of washi, or do you tend to stick to the stickers? Stick to the stickers. Funny. Haha. Let me know in the comments. If you don't like stickers that much, there's also a video of 5 ways to decorate your planners without them. Watch that one next, and I shall see you in my next craft session.